The secrets of collecting art, memorabilia, and jewelry are next on this special edition of Consuelo Mack Wealthtrack. You find collections. Where do you find collections of jewelry? Because I realize that every local jewelry store that I go to now has an estate section. Saks, the major department stores, have an estate jewelry section.
So where, as a buyer, where do you find jewelry?
Yes, I mean, well, where do you find jewelry?
Where do I buy jewelry? Auction.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you
definitely.
do?
I definitely buy at auction.
Do you see it first? I mean, do you
and
feel...
I will feel totally as you feel. I will never buy a piece of jewelry sight unseen. Never. And I would never advise anyone to buy a piece of jewelry sight unseen. I think you have to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at yourself. If you are someone who wants to buy to own it forever, you will have to wear it, see it if you like it. As a dealer, I will lend it to my clients for them to wear it, try it on, put it with their dresses, put it with the outfit they're planning to wear with. Absolutely, there is to be a relationship between the item you're buying and your life.
I'm very interested in what you're wearing now, so I might borrow this, Patricia. So tell us what you brought, what you're actually
wearing. So what did I
bring? And that kind of really apply to what you consider to be the rules of buying jewelry.
Okay, so one thing I believe in buying jewelry is buy the best. Mm-hmm. And buy, if possible, sign. So I brought one-piece sign, which is this necklace, made by Cartier in 1925. And what I think is amusing about this necklace is, in jewelry, we can believe that sometimes there is intrinsic value. How much is it worth? Well, in this particular case, if we were to break the necklace and put the stones on a little tray, it would be worth a tenth of what it's worth as a piece of jewelry designed and made in 1925 in France.
So in certain pieces, it's better to keep them the way they are because of the design. And
the design, the workmanship, not attainable today in the same way.
And approximately how much would that necklace cost to buy?
I would say probably over $300,000.
All right. Mm-hmm. The earrings have a different story.
The earrings are a completely different story. They are antique, so they are from the 1800s. They are not signed. Very little jewelry, almost no jewelry in the 1800s was signed. And what is amusing and unusual about them, the diamonds are old cut diamonds. They are called cushion cut diamonds. The pearls are natural. Oh, so they are not cultured. They are something that either exists or doesn't exist. You cannot produce it. It's not man-made. And what makes their value is really what they are and the fact that the seas are polluted. You cannot... They don't come out of the earth anymore. They
so
don't
there's
come out
the rarity
of the
factor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and one final, and those are approximately 50,000. Is that?
I would say probably over 100.
Over 100,000. Yeah. Now the bracelet is more affordable.
The bracelet is more affordable, made in the 70s, and we have thinking of what is coming up next as far as design. And I think this today is actually totally undervalued and not looked at. It's sort of boring for today's taste, and I do believe that 10 and 20 years down the road, this is something that everyone will want. It's going to come back in fashion.
And again, but why that particular bracelet? Is that signed?
No, it's not signed. It's just well-made, pretty, good-looking, and of a certain era, which is the 70s.
Right.
And so today is not so fashionable, and it's definitely coming back.
And Patricia, a signature piece you would buy, what are the attributes? Being well-made, being signed?
Signed, certainly, well-made. So not every single piece of jewelry which is signed, even by a very famous house, means it's beautifully made. And that has to be totally taken into consideration. So, and something you love and that you're going to enjoy wearing and using.
And also second-hand. I remember that was one of your major points.
Yes, totally.
Because it's cheaper. I mean, basically...
because you don't pay for the store that's been selling it right now. You buy much more of the intrinsic value.
Right. And again, what you're wearing certainly are good examples of all of those things. Well, thank you so much, Hugh Hildersley. It was just lovely to have you on Wealthtrack for the first time. I look forward to having you on again. Elise LeRae, great to have you again. And Patricia Di Carobio, thank you so much for joining us on Wealthtrack.